For some reason, my camera will not connect to, well, my iPhone won't connect. So I gotta use the regular webcam right now. Can't get the good angles that I want. I mean, I haven't used this in a minute, so maybe there is some good angles. But yeah, we just gonna make it work. I'm pulling up FL right now. I got the beat saved already. I just gotta move that beat over. There go FL right there. I'm gonna open up a window for y'all. Screen capture real quick. A little screen capture, you know what I'm saying? A little window cap. I don't know why it's on the calculator right now. But we going FL. Calculator, add it up. Oh, it made the whole FL huge, okay. Yeah, we gonna do FL like that. I mean, people be wanting to have stuff larger on their stream. Like, nah, I want me to be the largest. I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't trying to do all that. Show y'all, you know, what I'm all doing in there. I mean, sometimes you can see what I'm doing in there, but y'all ain't about to see what I'm doing in there all the time. No, come on now. That don't make sense. That's not what I came here for. And that's just not what I came here for. You know. If I'm acting a little crazy, it's because I'm tired. Alright? That's all. Nothing more. Something less. Okay? So, mind your P's and Q's. Y'all be happy today. Hope y'all enjoy this stream. You know, yeah, it's get active. But yeah, I forgot I was setting up. I was still setting up when y'all got here. I'm gonna let the beat play for a little bit. Hit that on the beat, you know what I'm saying? it sound if I record that with this real quick. There was one thing I know I needed to fix. There was one thing I know for sure I needed to fix. I just pulled up. I did 4 rings. What they doing? Sounding my brain. Get too strong, I can't help smoking the bell. Get too strong, I can't help smoking the bell. Shit, I told the plug, ship it in mail, quick mail. Dick too strong, I can't inhale, smoking the bell. I told the plug, ship it in mail, quick mail. Dick drip all the way down the hill. When I go down the hill. When I go up, I just left, I'm like, oh well. Down the hill. When I go up, I just left. Dick too strong, I can't inhale, smoking the bell. I tell the plug, ship it in mail, quick mail. Dick drip all the way down the hill. When I go up, I just left, I'm like, oh well. Dick too strong, I can't inhale, smoking the bell. I tell the plug, ship it in mail, quick mail. Dick drip all the way down the hill. When I go up, I just left, I'm like, oh well. Quick mail. I got a bill around with 100 fucking shells. Walk around and it look like I got bills. Walk around with 100 fucking shells. Walk around and it look like I got bills. Mr. Grobberly, take me up there. I got bills. Mr. Grobber in it, take you up there. Twist, I got bills. Mr. Grobber in it, take you up there. Twist it up, yeah, oh yeah, there. Take you up there. Mid twist, break my there. Twist, break my there. Bitch, I roll, I say back, come here. Bitch, I roll, I say back, come here. Trouble a lot on the road, I ain't got no fear. Bitch, I roll, I say back, come here. Trouble a lot on the road, I ain't got no fear. Jump, just like trampoline, I like bad. I ain't got no fear. Jump like a trampoline, splash on the bed. I ain't got no fear. Jump like a trampoline, splash on the bed. That my lane, I go say I ain't got no fear. Jump like a trampoline, splash on the bed. That my lane, not your lane, smash pad, yeah. I ain't got no fear. Jump like a trampoline, splash on the bed. That my lane. I ain't got no fear. Jump like a trampoline, splash on the bed. That your lady, not my lady, smash your pad, yeah. I ain't got no fear. Jump like a trampoline, splash on the bed. Oh my God, should I do 3 hooks? Nah, I gotta go harder, don't I? Mail. Take the drip all the way down the hill, but like on the road, I ain't got no fear. Jump like a trampoline, splash on the bed. Try your lady, not my lady, smash your pad, yeah. Crazy road, man, just rolling around, yeah. Yeah, I get paid to talk, I just rap like, oh yeah. You did, yeah. I get paid to talk, I just rap like. Around the drain, go up like a snail. I wrap my body in fabric and I take off like, oh well. Around the drain, go up like a snail. I wrap my body in fabric and I take off like, oh well. She said she loves trying to move it on beat somehow. On beat. Oh my God. Big, too strong. Let's see if I can move it on beat. Let's see if I can move
dick too strong, I can't inhale. I'm smoking the bell. How much your money coming in? Just time. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. I'm real for the money, son. Keep it in. Face, I'm in the gums. Locked inside the studio for months, I can't feel no one. Face, I'm in the gums. Locked inside the studio for months, I can't feel no one. For months, I can't feel no one. Bitch, I sure leave. I don't wanna go to. Yeah, for months, I can't feel no one. Bitch, I sure leave. I don't wanna go to. When you boss up, sometimes you gotta live life. No love. Yeah, for months, I can't feel no one. Bitch, I sure leave. I don't wanna go to. When you boss up, sometimes you gotta live life. No love. Chunk ring, yeah, live life. No love. Chunk ring, yeah. I got you gotta live life. No love. Right around, champion rings. You gotta live life. No love. Right around, champion rings. I call that fofo. You gotta live life. No love. Right around, champion rings. I call that fofo. It's just lingo away. I'm not gonna sell. No. I'm selling dope. No. I call that fofo. I speak lingo away. Yeah, I'm not selling dope. No. I call that fofo. I speak lingo away. Yeah, I'm not selling dope. No. I call that fofo. I have to lingo away. Talk lingo away. And it's my shit being sold. I call that fofo. Talk lingo away. And it's my shit being sold. I call that fofo. Lingo away. She say she from Soho. Crazy way. I just fall like that though. She say she from Soho. Crazy way. I just kinda like dodos. Say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. Crazy birds. I just speak talking. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big bird. I just go tomahawk mode. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. I just go tomahawk mode. I go tomahawk mode. I don't like steak, but I might tomahawk house. Tomahawk house. Call it duty, right? Exotic gang. Lead spouse. Tomahawk house. Call it duty, right? Exotic gang. Lead spouse. So I say, man, and brand and loves. Spouse. Right now, inside, man. We call her love. Other side of town, shit, we just call her out. Call her love. Other side of town, shit, we just call her out. Shine, say, Frank, we pack. Say, folks. We just call her out. Shine, say, Frank, we pack. Say, so. These niggas try to leave me behind, I'm taking off. We just call her out. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. We just call her out. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Locked inside the studio for months, I can't feel no one. Bitch, I sure leave. I don't wanna go to. When you boss up, sometimes you gotta live life. No love. Right around, champion rings. I call that fofo. Lingo away. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. I just go tomahawk mode. I don't like steak, but I might tomahawk house. Call it duty, right? Exotic gang. Lead spouse. Right now, inside, man. We call her love. Other
be grenade. This trap might be grenade. I'm hold up. I'm making a clip right quick.
Much money coming in, yeah, just in time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no one. Bitch, I leave. I don't wanna go there. When you boss up, sometimes you gotta live life. Don't look right around, champion rings on. I call that fofo. Lingo away. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds, they try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy, I just go tomahawk mode. I don't like the stage, but I might tomahawk house. Call it duty, but it's on the gang, lead spouse. Right now it's out line, we just call her low. Other side of town, shit, we just call her out. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. I said, we trying to get that lost. How much money coming in? How much money coming in? Yeah, just in time. Shit, we just call them out. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much money coming in? Yeah, just in time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no one. Bitch, I leave. I don't wanna go there. When you boss up, sometimes you gotta live life. Don't look right around, champion rings on. I call that fofo. I just buy her logo. I just made her logos. Right around, champion rings on. I call that fofo. Bitch, that check, I mean, check that fofo. I just made some logos. Right around, champion rings on. I call that fofo. I have been designing more shit. logo. I've been designing. Word. I might just design shit. I just might design. Yeah, I made some logos. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. I just might design. Yeah, I made some logos. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. I just might design. Yeah, I made some logos. Push it with everybody. They don't leave me solo. I just push it with, man. I just push it with the bunion. I just push it with the mayos. I made some logos. Live like Dolo. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. I just might design, yeah. I made some logos. Design, yeah. Make some logos. Design, we live like Dolo. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. Design, yeah. Let me some logos. Live like Dolo. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. Design, yeah. Let me some logos. Live like Dolo. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. Design, yeah. Let me some logos. Stitch it up. Pattern make it. Yeah. I try to drip like roll. Let me some logos. Pattern development. Yeah. I try and drip like roll. Like roll. I try and drip like roll. Let me some logos. Pattern make it. Yeah. I'm trying to drip like roll. Let me some logos. Pattern make it. Yeah. I'm trying to drip like roll. That's amazing. Yeah. Topping. She gotta go. Like roll. That's amazing. She gotta go. That's all I wanna do is create some more. All I wanna do is create some more. Like roll. All I wanna do is create some more. Like roll. All I wanna do is create some more. All I wanna do is create some more. All I wanna do is create some more. It's just a time shot to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the game. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no bitch. Hey, bash your leave. I don't want to go there when you bout to shut. So now you gotta live like Dolo. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. Design, yeah. Let me some logo. How to make it. Yeah. I'm trying to drip like Roro. How much is money coming in? Yeah, just a time shot to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the game. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no bitch. Hey, bash your leave. I don't want to go there when you bout to shut. So now you gotta live like Dolo. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. Lingo in. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. As you go, tomahawk mode. I don't like to stay, but I might tomahawk house. Call it duty, but it's on the gang. Lead spouse. Right out inside, man. We call her low. Other side of town, shit, we just call her out. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much is money coming in? Yeah, just a time shot to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the game. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no bitch. Hey, bash your leave. I don't want to go there when you bout to shut. So now you gotta live like Dolo. Ride around champion rings. I call that fofo. Design, yeah. Let me some logo. How to make it. Yeah. I'm trying to drip like Roro. much is money coming in? Yeah, just in time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Hey, actually, I wanted to go to when you boss up. Sometimes you gotta live life. Don't love right around. Champion rings on. I call that fofo. Link away. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. As you go, tomahawk mode. I don't like to stay, but I might tomahawk house. Call it duty, but it's on the gang. Lead spots. Running out of Zod, man. We just call her low. Other side of town, shit, we just call her out. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much is money coming in? Yeah, just in time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Hey, actually, I wanted to go to when you boss up. Sometimes you gotta live life. Don't love right around. Champion rings on. I call that fofo sign, yeah. Let me sign logo. How to make it, yeah. I'm trying to drip like Roro. How much is money coming in? Yeah, just in time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Hey, actually, I wanted to go to when you boss up. Sometimes you gotta live life. Don't love right around. Champion rings on. I call that fofo. Link away. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. As you go, tomahawk mode. I don't like to stay, but I might tomahawk house. Call it duty, but it's on the gang. Lead spots. Running out of Zod, man. We just call her low. Other side of town, shit, we just call her out. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much is money coming in? Yeah, just in time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Hey, actually, I wanted to go to when you boss up. Sometimes you gotta live life. Don't love right around. Champion ring. like Roro.
I'm really not knowing what else to say on it.
I need rose. And what I need rose. And what I need rose. And what I need rose. And put around and the water I just keep rolling. I'm tryna drip like Roro. And the water I keep rolling. And the water I keep rolling. I had some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. I'm tryna drip like Roro. And the water I keep rolling. And the water I keep rolling. I had some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. And the water I keep rolling. I'm tryna drip like Roro. And the water I keep rolling. And the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. I'm tryna drip like Roro. And the water I keep rolling. And the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland.
song, bro. I might have to just start a new one.
I'm tryna drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. In the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. I'm tryna drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. Logo hat as you go. Time to hot mode. I don't like to stay, but I might time to hot house. Call it duty, but it's out the game. Lead spouse. Right out the side, man. We just call her love. Other side of town. Shit, we just call her mouth. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much is money coming in? Yeah, just in time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the game. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no one. Bitch, I bash your lead. I don't want to go there when you boss up. So now you gotta live life. No love right around. Champion rings. I call that for sign, yeah. Let me some logo. How to make it, yeah. I'm tryna drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. In the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. I know somebody named Roland. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. How much you money coming in? Just time. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. How much you money coming in? Just time. Shout you till I do like I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. How much you money coming in? I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, just time. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, just time. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, just time. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Yeah, it's just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Yeah, it's just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for mites. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for mites. Green smoke, yeah, it rats. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for mites. Kush smoke, oh, not rat. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for mites. Kush smoke, oh, not rat. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for mites. Graduated from the rents. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for mites. Graduated from the rents. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for mites. Graduated from the slum. Graduated from being bum. like toothpaste, I'm in the gun. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gun. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gun. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. I ain't never been a bum. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gun. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. I ain't never been a bum. Like toothpaste, I'm in the gun. Tesla pill, never been, not a bum. Pill, yeah, for months, not a bum. Doing bumps. Pill, yeah, for months, not a bum. Not a bum. Pants got bumps. Pill, yeah, for months, not a bum. Pants got bumps. Pill, yeah, for months, not a bum. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Pill, yeah, for months, not a bum. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Pill, yeah, for months, not a bum. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Leaky feel, adding up. I had a lot of scuffs. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Body got a lot of scuffs. Her body got a lot of scuffs. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I'm dripping, had stuff. I'm dripping in designer stuff. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I'm dipping in designer stuff. I ran a lot of breath. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I'm dipping in designer stuff. I'm out of enough. Everybody had enough. Got a lot of scuffs. I think that shawty had enough. Got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I'm not brand enough. That's hot nigga, wait, I don't know about that. Got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I'm not brand enough. That's hot nigga, wait, I don't know about that. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I'm not brand enough. That's hot nigga, wait, I don't know. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I'm not brand enough. I ain't had no brain enough. Wait, I don't know about it. I ain't had no brain. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. That's hot nigga, wait, nigga, wait, man. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. That's hot nigga, wait, nigga, wait, man. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. That's hot nigga, wait, nigga, wait, man. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. That's hot nigga, wait, nigga, wait, man. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in a gun. I decided the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Hey, back sure leave. I don't want to go there when you bout to shut. Sometimes you gotta live like Dolo. Right around champion rings. I call that fofo design, yeah. Let me son logo, how to make it. Yeah, I'm trying to drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. In the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gun. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Not a bum. Pants got bumps. Disrespect, adding up. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. That's hot nigga, wait, nigga, wait, man. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shawty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in a gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no bitch. Hey, back sure leave. I don't want to go there when you bout to shut. Sometimes you gotta live like Dolo. Right around champion rings. I call that fofo design, yeah. Let me son logo, how to make it. Yeah, I'm trying to drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. In the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. Shot it, treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Not a bump, pants got bumps. Disrespect, not enough. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't never bring enough. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't never bring enough. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't never bring enough. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't never bring enough. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't never bring enough. Hill, yeah, for months. Not a bump, pants got bumps. Disrespect, not enough. Her body got a lot of scuffs. I think the shawty had enough. I ain't never. Discuss. Think the shawty had enough. Discuss. Discuss. Think the shawty had enough. Discuss. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. Discuss. Think the shawty had enough. She had gave me not enough. She gave me a brain enough. I ain't have a brain enough. Discuss. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. Discuss. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. I just talk lingo way. I don't know about that. Brain enough. I just talk lingo way. I don't know about that. Brain enough. I just talk lingo way. I don't know about that. I just talking lingo wave. I don't know about that. Brain enough. I just talking lingo wave. I don't know about that. Brain enough. I just talking lingo wave. I don't know about that. Think the shawty had enough. I ain't have a brain enough. I haven't had her brain enough. Think the shawty had enough. I haven't had her brain enough. I just target link. Think the shawty had enough. I haven't had her brain enough. I just target link. Haven't had her brain enough. Think the shawty had enough. Haven't had her brain enough. I just haven't had her brain enough. Haven't had her brain enough. Think the shawty had enough. Haven't had her brain enough. I just think the shawty had enough. Haven't had her brain enough. I just target lingo wave. I don't know about nothing. 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 Tesla pill.
trying out some new settings to see if I can make a cool blending mode. Let's see. I gotta stop recording for now. I gotta stop recording because something has been brought to my attention. How do I get? I'm trying to get to this Nicki Minaj video, man. Uh, where is it? Okay, Nicki Minaj.
They're back.
Yo, y'all gotta see this. Hold up. Screen. When you see this, y'all are gonna be like, whoa.
the back,
Is he saying something?
the back, the back,
Oh, he's grunting. Bro, think about it. Bro, whoa. Exactly. Nah, yeah. I mean, think about what you would say in that situation.
the back,
Hold on,
the
Chad.
back, the back, the back,
And then look, she said the back. The back. She said, go to the back. I just got it pumped up. Go to the back. We just got it pumped up. And then his grunt. Oh. Whoa. Insane. And then his grunt. Whoa. Insane. Up. Go to the back. We just got it pumped up.
the back,
And then,
the back,
and then look, she said the back. The back. She said, go to the back. I just got it pumped up. Go to the back. We just got it pumped up.
the back,
And then,
the back,
and then look, she said the back. The back. She said, go to the back. I just got it pumped up. Go to the back. We just got it pumped up.
the back,
And then,
the back,
and then look, she said the back. The back. She said, go to the back. I just got it pumped up. Go to the back. We just got it pumped up. And then his grunt.
back. The back. The back. The back. The back. The back. The back.
We got Epstein Files live right now, chat. We got Epstein Files live right now.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From
I'm not his defense attorney. I'm more concerned with the circumstances around what I now consider his murder.
Right. So
Because that's unsolved.
So I want to ask you that, okay? Because the Department of Justice issued that memo earlier this month, right? It's at the core of a lot of this that reads in part, and I quote, Mark, after a thorough investigation, FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell. Now, you say you were the one called to identify his body. You had conversations at that time, and you do not accept this finding.
No, I don't, because what they don't mention in the report, and no one says, is that, after Jeffrey died, the next day I had to go to, number one, to identify his body because I'm the next of kin, there's only heir. And they did the autopsy then. And Dr. Roman, who was the city pathologist, it was her autopsy. And Dr. Bondman was there on my behalf because I had the right to have, the family has the right to have their own pathologist there. And they did the autopsy, and they came out of the autopsy a couple hours later, and they both concurred that they could not call this a suicide because it looked too much like a homicide. They're very clear about that.
All right, Mark, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Tonight, Epstein, in his own words. Reporter Michael Wolff says he has more than 100 hours of audio tapes of his interviews with Epstein from 2014 up until his arrest in 2019. And in those tapes, first published by the Daily Beast, Wolff says Epstein told him numerous times about his close friendship with Trump. Here he is 2 years before his death in 2017.
So how do you know this?
That was close to straight.
And Michael Wolff is out front now. He is the author of All or Nothing, How Trump Recaptured America. And Michael, I'm really grateful for your time. I'm grateful for you sharing some of this with us and with our show. So you estimate you talked to Epstein for more than 100 hours.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. I don't know nothing about Epstein's, but I'm just gonna watch it to see what's going on.
Of Epstein's crimes.
Yes, as a matter of fact, their relationship ended in 2004, and it ended because in a dispute over real estate. There was a house in Palm Beach that Epstein thought was the top bidder on. He brought his friend Trump to look at the house and advise him on moving the swimming pool. Trump went around his back and overbid him and got the house. Epstein believed at that time that Trump didn't have the money to do this, and he started to make noise that Trump was fronting for someone, in fact, a Russian oligarch. He believed then that in retribution, Trump went to the police, informed the police about what was going on at Epstein's house in Palm Beach. That is to say, a string, a host, a never-ending line of younger women coming into his house. So that was so Trump very precisely knew what was going on there. I've also discussed that in several places that.
Wait. Hold up. Let me rewind that.
Accused your brother of sexual assault. And she also talked about an encounter with Trump at your brother's office. This was in 1995. She found it disturbing. She said she told the FBI twice to look into people around your brother, including Trump. But she talked about this incident that she said happened in his office. And the White House, their response to us, Mark, they were categorical. They said, quote, the president was never in Epstein's office. Is that true?
That's just another blatant lie, because he was there. The people that worked for Jeffrey in his office, you can find them. They can testify that they saw Trump in Jeffrey's office on numerous occasions. So for him.
So I guess the world is kind of okay. We might be onto something. They might be onto something.
All I can say is that's just another lie.
So you talk about him as your brother, and you were on the plane together at that time. When did your brother first tell you that he was in legal trouble? When did you know anything about what he was doing?
It was about 2006 when he first got into trouble. It's known prior to Jeffrey's death. I hadn't seen him for 7 years, although we were always in touch, communication with telephone or emails, but we just never got together. And for the 12 years prior to that period of time, from like 2004 until 2008, we only got together maybe a half a dozen times or so, but we were always in contact.
Do you know what's really fun? Making a website on Wix.
Hey, we're How Ridiculous, 3 childhood friends and digital content.
He wanted to talk to me, so I was uptown. I stopped by. I'm not uptown all that much back then. I live downtown, and I sort of joke. I say to go above 14th Street, I need a visa.
This guy sounds like he's tweaked out.
And that's when he told me that he was getting in trouble for being with girls that were too young. He said he was stupid, but he wanted me to hear it from him as opposed to hearing it on the news or something. And that's when I first found out. In 2006.
All right, and the reason that this is so important is trying to understand what the people around Epstein would have known, separate from what any of them might have also been doing, right? So I guess the question here then, Mark, is did you have any suspicions before Jeffrey's confession to you that he was involved with underage girls?
No, because I rarely saw him, so I didn't know what he was involved with. We had different lives. He had his friends, and I had my friends. We traveled in 2 separate circles, in a sense. A few people we knew together, but, he was more in the financial community uptown. I was more involved with the arts community downtown. So we had 2 separate lives, but we were brothers. We always stayed in touch, But the thing is, Aaron,
Y'all believe that? I don't know if I believe it, but let me know if y'all believe that.
with the charges against him, that's really not my concern at this point in time. Jeffrey is dead, so, I'm not the prosecutor. I'm not his defense attorney. I'm more concerned with the circumstances around what I now consider his murder.
Right, so
because that's unsolved.
So I want to ask you that, okay, because the Department of Justice issued that memo earlier this month, right? It's at the core of a lot of this that reads in part, and I quote, Mark, after a thorough investigation, FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell. Now, you say you were the one called to identify his body. You had conversations at that time, and you do not accept this finding.
No, I don't, because what they don't mention in the report, and no one says, is that, after Jeffrey died, the next day I had to go to, number one, to identify his body because I'm the next of kin, his only heir. And they did the autopsy then. And Dr. Roman, who was the city pathologist, it was her autopsy. And Dr. Bondman was there on my behalf because I had the right to have, the family has the right to have their own pathologist there. And they did the autopsy, and they came out of the autopsy a couple hours later, and they both concurred that they could not call this a suicide because it looked too much like a homicide. They're very clear about that.
All right, Mark, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
I mean, yeah. So that mean that I ain't even gonna say what I'm thinking, but somebody got somebody out of there because they was gonna talk. Basically, that's why they got them out of there, because they was about to talk. Once they got out, because think about it, they gonna try to take all of Jeffrey Epstein's money or whatever his name is. So basically, they killed him, so he didn't say nothing about the president when he got out, because he was gonna have to make money doing interviews or something. Or maybe he just already had like enough money on his. I don't know. Let's keep listening.
Tonight, Epstein, in his own words. Reporter Michael Wolff says he has more than 100 hours of audio tapes of his interviews with Epstein from 2014 up until his arrest in 2019. And in those tapes, first published by the Daily Beast, Wolff says Epstein told him numerous times about his close friendship with Trump. Here he is 2 years before his death in 2017.
So how do you know this?
That was close to straight.
And Michael Wolff is out front now. He is the author of All or Nothing, How Trump Recaptured America. And Michael, I'm really grateful for your time. I'm grateful for you sharing some of this with us and with our show. So you estimate you talked to Epstein for more than 100 hours, which is absolutely incredible in and of itself. You did a lot of interviews all the way up to his arrest in 2019. Did you, and in all these conversations, did you get a chance to talk to him about whether Trump was aware of Epstein's crimes?
Yes, as a matter of fact, their relationship ended in 2004, and it ended because in a dispute over real estate. There was a house in Palm Beach that Epstein thought he was the top bidder on. He brought his friend Trump to look at the house and advise him on moving the swimming pool. Trump went around his back and overbid him and got the house. Epstein believed at that time that Trump didn't have the money to do this, and he started to make noise that Trump was fronting for someone, in fact, a Russian oligarch. He believed then that in retribution, Trump went to the police, informed the police about what was going on at Epstein's house in Palm Beach. That is to say, a string, a host, a never-ending line of younger women coming into his house. So that was so Trump very precisely knew what was going on there. I've also discussed that in several places that I have seen that Epstein showed me pictures. He had about a dozen snapshots, Polaroids as I recall, of Trump with women, girls around Epstein's pool in Palm Beach. Three of them I remember. Two were of Trump sitting with topless girls of indeterminate age in his lap, and one in which he has a stain on the front of his pants, and the girls are 3 or 4 girls, also topless, are bent over, pointing and laughing at him.
So I point out, just to be clear here, of course, we don't have any evidence of wrongdoing by Trump. He's not been accused of any. But Michael, in light of all of this, what you say you've seen, your conversations, I want to play another clip from your interviews with Epstein about Trump, where Epstein told you that Trump would try to sleep with some of Trump's friends' wives, and basically by duping them. So Epstein, in this clip with you, is basically mimicking Trump. He's giving an example to you of something Trump would have said to him. Here it is.
He'd say, Michael, come on, let's go to the office. And he'd say, tell me, what's it like in there? He'd say, you know, do you like having sex with your wife? How often do they? He'd say, it's great. Seriously, Michael, how often do we have sex? I mean, don't you want the trouble? You and I can go upstairs, or tomorrow come over. There's this girl's coming in from Los Angeles, part of the Hawaiian tropic contest. So come over at 3 o'clock. You're going to have a great time. I promise you, Michael, you know, it's just me and you. You're going to have a great time. Be up here at 3 o'clock. We can go upstairs. Come on, you must have had a better wife, right? I said, yes. Tell me about it. And the wife's on the speakerphone listening to Donald and said, you know, I think you're really hot. And I know you think you're a guy. Michael is like the end of the world, the best guy on earth. You will be married to him. You're wrong. Just listen to the next 20 minutes. And go with the office, set you up.
That's obviously Jeffrey Epstein's voice, you know, telling a story the way that he said Trump would have done it. Essentially, I guess, would be breaking up a marriage in a case like this. And you know, Michael, people have long claimed Trump did this. You know, have someone listening in on the phone during conversations where he gets one spouse to talk about cheating on the other. What more did he tell you about Trump and women?
Well, I mean, Epstein spoke rather at length about this. I mean, this was, and let's remember the context here. They were friends from the late 80s through to 2004. This was a period in American life when the models were in the zeitgeist, supermodels, people who wanted to be models. And these two men, Epstein and Trump, this was their obsession. They were, I mean, I think it was probably the most important part of their lives. Women and money and models. You know, they were invested in modeling agencies together. They started modeling agencies.
So that's why the world is ran off of this now.
Trump obviously had his beauty pageants. Epstein was involved with Victoria's Secret models. This was an abiding obsession. They spent an enormous amount of time chasing models, figuring out how to be with models, figuring out how to get models to like them. And you know, people have said to me, well, you don't mean Donald Trump liked little girls. And I say, what I mean is that they were liked models. What was the age of models? You know, and trust me, they didn't ask for IDs.
Let me ask you, because you mentioned when your clips were released, you're saying that she was part of the impetus for that. But when you released them, Trump's team did attack you. They called the audio outlandish false smears. They said that Trump threw Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, not because of the real estate deal gone wrong, as you describe it, but because that's what they say Trump learned about the sex trafficking allegations, and he found out, they're using the word now, creep, so they threw Epstein out. And we've heard the White House repeat this version of events in recent days. What do you say to that?
Well, the White House is clearly looking to do anything to close down this story, anything to distance Donald Trump from Jeffrey Epstein, and for good reason, because they were so close for so long. What they're saying is I think it's absolute. It's not true. It's baloney. What is credible is the details of Epstein's story about this house, which in fact Donald Trump did buy, and then bought for $40 million and sold within less than 2 years for $95 million.
Wait, what?
One of them accusing the DOJ quote-unquote wealthy men, and another one demanding all of the Epstein files be released. Paula Reed is out front. And Paula, what more are these victims saying tonight? They're now choosing to speak out.
Yeah, Erin, remarkable statements tonight from two of Epstein's victims. They are weighing in on the Justice Department's request to release grand jury transcripts. Now, notably, neither of these victims opposes releasing this material, but what they're asking for is to make sure that victims are protected. They write, quote, "Why not be completely transparent? Show us all the files with only the necessary redactions. Be done with it and allow us/me to heal." Now, they're also criticizing the government for what they say is a lack of respect shown to victims, writing, quote, "I feel like the DOJ's and FBI's priority is protecting the third party, the wealthy men, by focusing on scrubbing their..."
We're America's beverage companies, making American products with
a quote, "convicted imprisoned sex trafficker," than in speaking with victims. Now here, the judge is weighing whether to release these transcripts. Even the Justice Department has acknowledged there wasn't a lot of evidence presented to this grand jury. It heard from 2 witnesses. So even if the judge decides to make the unusual decision to release this material, which is by default confidential, it is unlikely to quell the calls for more transparency, because most of the information is with the Attorney General, is with the Justice Department. But victims and even Ghislaine Maxwell and anyone else involved in this has until tomorrow to weigh in with the judge.
All right, Paula, thank you very much. And of course, when Paula talks about the grand jury testimony, just to remind everybody, it was really based on the testimony of 2 officials. So it's a drop in the bucket of the Epstein files. So to be very clear, while it's good to have that, it is a drop in the bucket of what actually is out there and what needs to be known. And it all comes nearly 2 weeks after 3 Republicans joined Democrats on the House Oversight Committee to subpoena the DOJ to release all the Epstein files. But here's the thing. You might say, okay, well, that was 3 weeks ago, so where are the files? It's a good question. The Republican chairman of the committee still has not issued that subpoena, even though he'd agreed to do so. So back with me now is Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia of California, top Democrat on the Oversight Committee. And Congressman, obviously you and I spoke, James Comer, Republican chairman of your committee, had said he was going to move quickly on that subpoena. And I know you had a good faith conversation, right? He'd agreed to do it. And you said, but you're going to hold him to it. So do you know what's going on here?
We're in very close contact. We just spoke actually last Friday, and we think that we are likely a day or 2 away, a couple days here from the subpoena release. We've seen and gone back and forth on some of the language. We've had discussions about getting this out as fast as possible. Now, look, we think it should have already been out and issued. We put that pressure on. We also know that James Comer has been very clear that it's going to be sent out. They're essentially almost there, and so we are taking him by his word. But the clock is ticking, so we hopefully are days away from this release. And he's very aware that this needs to happen immediately.
All right. So when you talk about the wording and the wordsmithing going on, is the final wording such that you understand it, that it's going to be in this subpoena that you say that Chairman Comer has told you within, I guess, the last business day, Friday, right, is going to go out in the next couple of days. Is it for everything?
It's the full files, documents, videos, but a couple pieces are really important. I mean, I think some of this speaks to what you just reported on. It's very important, and why this is also a little complicated is we want to ensure that what we get is also centers the victims. What we don't want to have is to re-victimize or re-traumatize the victims. And so ensuring that that is redacted, that information is done very carefully, but that the subpoena is clear to the motion that Democrats made is going to be very, very important. And so that's what we have been pushing with Chairman Comer and, of course, the House Republicans. Their protection and centering justice for the victims is really important in this part of the process.
Mm-hmm. So how do you deal with the victimizers, right? I mean, I understand there could be an argument made, well, if there isn't enough to actually charge man A, man B, really wealthy people in Palm Beach, whoever these people may be, then do you redact the names or not? But obviously what people want to know here is not to re-victimize. They want to hold to account the people who engaged in assault who weren't named Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. Is that going to happen?
Yes, that's exactly right, and that is our goal as well. Look, at the end of the day, it's clear that Donald Trump is covering something up. It's clear that Donald Trump is involved in some sort of cover-up at the White House or the DOJ. I mean, we know that Donald Trump is in the files. The DOJ has told him that. We also know that there are other powerful people, and we should not care who they are, what power they hold, how much wealth they have, what political party they're in. But those victims deserve justice. The full files should be released to the public. And of course, we should protect the victims along the way. But at this point, this is something the president campaigned on. Yeah. We now have a bipartisan vote of the Oversight Committee to get the files released. And so it's important that James Comer signs that subpoena immediately and we get the files in front of the Congress.
All right, so then last week, Ghislaine Maxwell, well, the week before that, she meets with the number 2 at the DOJ, Todd Blanche. She meets with him a couple of times, right? 2 days, 2 long meetings. They say, the DOJ says she mentions 100 people in the files. But yet...
Yo, something crazy is probably about to happen.
Suddenly, then she gets moved to a new prison in Texas, much less security, not something where you would put a convicted child sex offender serving 20 years in prison. Never. No precedent for any such thing. And no precedent for anybody being moved so quickly in the system and so efficiently. So what do you think happened here? I mean, it smells bad. Is it really bad?
We're very concerned about this. I mean, to be clear, there's no reason why Ms. Maxwell was moved. And this is happening right after that DOJ meeting, of course, with essentially Donald Trump's personal former lawyer, Mr. Blanche, and that meeting that happened over the course of those 2 days. And so what does, of course, Ms. Maxwell want? She wants a pardon. She wants a reduced sentence. And then she gets moved to essentially a less secure prison, a place that is actually, she can walk around more, have more freedom of her movements. That is not acceptable. She is not eligible for that type of move. We have been engaging with the Bureau of Federal Prisons and asking them some tough questions. Did the DOJ request this? It's something that the president himself ordered to get done for Ms. Maxwell. She's a convicted sex trafficker. We know this already. She has caused major harm to victims, to young women, to girls. And so why she's getting moved is a concerning pattern of some on the right in trying to somehow lionize Ms. Maxwell, give her some cover, or somehow lay the groundwork for some type of reduced sentence. And for what? For what end? So that she maybe essentially takes her focus off Donald Trump or implicates others but not Donald Trump or Donald Trump's so-called associates or friends. These are all questions that need to be investigated, which is why we need to actually get the files and make them available to the public. We just cannot take Ms. Maxwell's word for it, and for whatever she's going to testify or be deposed on, we've got to see the files ourselves.
She has, of course, been convicted of perjuring herself under oath before. Congressman, I appreciate your time, and thank you very much. I'm glad to talk to you again, and we all hope that that subpoena will come out in the next couple of days, as I know your conversations with Chairman Comer indicate. Former National Enquirer editor Barry Levine joins us now. He's also the author of The Spider Inside the Criminal Web of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And also with me, as you can see, Gretchen Carlson, journalist who is also the co-founder of Lift Our Voices. So thanks so much to both of you. Gretchen, I have to start with you because just as Congressman Garcia and I were talking, these town halls are going on around the country where, Congress people have gone home. There's a town hall going on right now with Republican Congressman Mike Flood. He's from Nebraska. And he just got questioned about the Epstein case. So this is ongoing right now. I just want to play an exchange that just happened.
Why are you covering up the Epstein files?
Let's be very clear. At the next pro forma session of the Congress, you'll find my name as a sponsor on a resolution from the House Rules Committee to release the Epstein files to protect the victims and not re-victimize them again. I support Jamie Comer, who is the House's Oversight Committee Chairman, subpoenaing Ms. Maxwell later this month to come testify in Washington. I am for the release of those records.
Gretchen, it's the way he said it at the end. I am for the right period after every single word. He wants to be heard loud and clear here. And getting the question the way he got it at this town hall. How serious of an issue is this for Republicans right now who are back in their districts facing voter questions?
It's a huge issue. And a poll just came out today that only 13% of those polled actually think the government is doing a good job in not covering up something here. 67% are upset with the way it's happening, including 60% of those are Republicans. 56% of MAGA is upset with that. And only 1 in 5 are not paying attention to this story, which means that 80% of the American public right now wants more answers. So this is a huge story, not just for Republicans, but of course, you've just heard from a Democrat earlier in the show here. They're pushing for this as well. And the person who keeps perpetuating the idea that this story is going to not go anywhere is the president himself. And he keeps perpetuating the actual story to have life with it because he keeps not being definitive on what he's going to do with Ghislaine Maxwell, for one, and whether or not he's going to release any of this information. Keep in mind, forget the grand jury. He could release all of the other information, the millions of documents, tomorrow if he wanted to.
Right, yet you've got this subpoena that's been delayed, Barry. I mean, it's fair to say at this point it's been delayed. It could have moved a lot faster. You heard Congressman Garcia, though. He says it's good faith with Chairman Comer, and he's confident the wording is being finalized, and it's going to go out in the next couple of days. He said he's been assured that by the chairman. What is happening here? Do you think that there is a fear among Republicans of what's going to happen here?
Well, I certainly think that there's some stonewalling going on. I mean, Gretchen was absolutely right. Donald Trump, at the snap of his fingers, could get these files released, and we wouldn't have to go through all of this. And we're waiting on, all these moves being made to get grand jury testimony that's going to deliver us just a sliver of a tiny bit of information related to this, all of these files. We need to move ahead with this. There are so many questions now, and to me, it appears that there's a cover-up going on with Maxwell in terms of the leniency that she's getting, in terms of the move that was done to Bryan, Texas. The charging documents for her sentencing specifically said she's not to go to a minimum security facility. And that's where she is right now. She's walking around there in a dorm-style place, enjoying herself. This is so wrong.
Gretchen, we live in a world where there's just such a rush to conspiracies and cover up. And yet, in this case, as I said to Congressman Garcia, sometimes when something smells, it smells for a reason. It makes absolutely no sense that Ghislaine Maxwell just got moved to this facility. In an absolute basis, never mind relative to the fact that she just met with the number 2 at the DOJ for 2 long days.
Yeah, that's very concerning to me as well, because I think when Congress is in recess right now, maybe we're waiting for another shoe to drop with regard to what President Trump might do with this. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There will be an insurrection if he pardons Ghislaine Maxwell. And it won't just be coming from the left. It'll be coming from the middle of America, the independents. It'll be coming from Republicans, and it'll be coming from MAGA. So I do not advise President Trump to be considering that. And by the way, with regard to subpoenaing Maxwell as well, I don't know what we're going to get from that, to be quite honest. I'm not sure that's paying tribute to the victims, because she has lied under oath twice. She's been convicted of perjury. She knows the only person who can save her at this point is President Trump. So I'm not sure we can believe anything that she says. We should be celebrating the survivors in this situation. They're the reason that we are talking about this story.
Yes, and Barry, you have noted that when we talk about Ghislaine Maxwell, she actually knew Trump before she knew Jeffrey Epstein, and that she also knows a great deal about how close Trump and Epstein were, of course, over many years. And there was a friendship, Barry, that included a party years ago that still stands out to you.
Yeah, as we revisit this, looking back on the, intensity of that relationship that took place, there was a 1992 party in which Donald Trump had 20.
Spectrum Mobile helps us stay connected because when I'm on the road, we can't go to bed without seeing each other's face. So that video chat powered by Spectrum Mobile keeps us connected, and it's so important to our marriage.
Who knew Spectrum Mobile's out here saving marriages?
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really know you are.
Hey bestie girls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brianna Renee. I go by Nene, Riri, or you want to say, and we're back with another video, y'all. So today is actually like July 21st. It's my little brother's birthday, so if y'all watching this, twins, happy birthday. But I decided to do another homebody diaries video because I actually love these type of videos, and I'm not gonna be doing nothing but sitting in the house. The plan was to go to Starbucks and stuff and like edit and stuff like that, but it's like 100 something degrees, and I was gonna go sit by the pool and just like chill and edit, but it's too hot out there for me. So it's currently 1:32. I literally just got finished straightening up my living room and just doing certain duties around the house because I didn't do that yesterday. I still have to fold up my clothes that's literally in on my bed, but I'm literally about to shower because I just feel like yucky. I literally just came from outside for pulling the trash because I had cleaned out our trash can today, because you know when
See the way we poppin'. They tryna see the way we poppin'.
I also am gonna start planning out the content that I'm gonna be doing for today. So which is like the end of the month, so I gotta do that. This video that you guys are watching is gonna drop August the 3rd, and then I don't know what I'm doing for my daughter's birthday. I am gonna be out of town, so I think for my daughter's birthday, that video, whatever I'm doing, is probably gonna be in my weekly vlog. My first week in St. Louis is probably gonna be in that. And then yeah, so I pretty much got my August content scheduled. I just gotta do 3 more videos. I'm really gonna try next month to
treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in a how much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in a gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Had to pass you a lead. I don't wanna go to when you boss up. So now you gotta live like no love right around. Champion rings on. I call that fofo. Lingo away. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. I just go tomahawk mode. I don't like the stage, but I might tomahawk house. Call it duty, but it's on the game. Lead spouse. Right outside, man. We call her low. Other side of town. Shit, we just call her mom. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in a gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Had to pass you a lead. I don't wanna go there when you boss up. So now you gotta live like no love right around. Champion rings on. I call that fofo. Design you. Let me sign logo. How to make it. Yeah, I'm trying to drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. In the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. Shot it, treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Hill, yeah, for months. Not a bump. Pants got bumps. Disrespect. Not enough. Her body got a lot of scuffs. Thinly shot it, had enough. Haven't had her brain enough. I just talk it lingo wave. I don't know about nothing. How much the money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shot it, treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Rolling a box. She got your way. I find her this game. Yeah, I live like way. Yeah, she turn around fine. Yeah, I turn her away. Yeah, pushing it back. Young and I used to play in the mud. Now I live my life on mud. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in a gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Had to pass you a lead. I don't wanna go there when you boss up. So now you gotta live like no love right around. Champion rings on. I call that fofo. Lingo away. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. They try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. I just go tomahawk mode. I don't like the stage, but I might tomahawk house. Call it duty, but it's on the game. Lead spouse. Right outside, man. We call her low. Other side of town. Shit, we just call her mom. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in a gun. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no a bitch. Had to pass you a lead. I don't wanna go there when you boss up. So now you gotta live like no love right around. Champion rings on. I call that fofo. Design, yeah. Let me sign logo. How to make it. Yeah, I'm trying to drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. In the rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. Shotty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Not a bum, pants got bumps. Disrespect, not enough. Her body got a lot of scuts. Thinly shotty, had enough. Haven't had her brain enough. I just target lingo wave. I don't know about nothing. How much the money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shotty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Run like a boss. I just target lingo wave. I don't know about nothing. How much the money coming in? I just target lingo wave. I don't know about nothing. How much the money coming in? Just a time. I just target lingo wave. I don't know about nothing. How much the money coming in? Just a time. I'm in the gun. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Run like a boss. I just target Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Run like a boss. See what you want? I find in the sky. Yeah, live like a white. Yeah, just turn around fine. Yeah, I turn that way. Yeah, pushing that back. Young and I used to play in the mud. Now I live my life on mud. Young and I live my life on mud. Yeah, just turn around fine. Yeah, I turn that way. Yeah, pushing that back. Push that back. Push that side back. Cats. Pass it like that. What? Yeah, pushing that back. Pocket look like mine. Trap. Drip. I can't like mad. What? Yeah, pushing that back. I can't like mad. Money fat. What? Yeah, pushing that back. Say what? Say what? Just kill mad. What? Yeah, pushing that back. I just came out mad. Say what? Say what? What? Yeah, pushing that back. I just came out mad. What? Yeah, pushing that back. I just came out mad. What? Yeah, pushing that back. I just pushing that back. Should be nice. What? Yeah, pushing that back. Should be nice. I ain't shaking that. Making that sound good. Say upset. What? Yeah, pushing that back. Should be nice. I ain't shaking that. Making that sound good. Say upset. Making that sound good. Yeah, pushing that back. Should be nice. I ain't shaking that. Making that sound good. Say upset. Somebody feel like heaven. Say upset. Somebody feel like heaven. Somebody say upset. Somebody feel like heaven. I wish you never let me in. Say upset. Somebody feel like heaven. I wish you never let me in. I wish you never let me in. Her body feel like heaven. Upset. Her body feel like heaven. I wish you never let me in. Upset. Her body feel like heaven. I wish you never let me in. Upset. Her body feel like heaven. I wish you never let me in. Upset. Her body feel like heaven. I wish you never let me in. Spoke by I Spoke where I talk. Spoken word when I told her, she never let me in. Spoken word I told her it is. That what it is. She never let me in. Spoken word I told that what it is. I said the best of me. I can't do that, baby. The word I told that what it is. I caught this on the base and put bands in it. The word I told that what it is. I caught this on the base and put bands in it. I follow from the sand and limits. Caught this on the base and put bands in it. I follow in the sand, I was in limits. Yeah, no, I mentioned, she mentioned. Follow in the sand, I was in limits. I said a bit, I had seen my mentions. I said a bit, I had seen in my mentions. Follow in the sand, I was in limits. I said a bit, I had seen in my mentions. Follow in the sand, I was in limits. I said a bit, I had seen in my mentions. I've been on my, I just keep pushing. Ain't been on my, I just keep pushing. I had seen in my mention. I ain't paying no mind, I just keep pushing. I had seen in my mention. I ain't paying no mind, I just keep pushing. I'm walking around, running on kush. Keep pushing. I walk around, rolling on kush. My big pan rolling up a bush. My big pan got to a push. Around, rolling on kush. My big pan got a chopper looking. Around, rolling on kush. My big pan got a chopper looking. The chopper out the pocket, yeah, it took. Pocket to a lot of love for the rest. Pocket, yeah, it took. Yeah, took a lot of love to get the rest. Not in mine, yeah, it's not in mine, yo's in high butts. Took a lot of love to get the rest. Not in mine, yo's in high butts. Count like books. Took a lot of love to get the rest. Not in mine, yo's in count like books. The drops of flower on the shine, she get butts. Just follow and show you not a mind, yo's in count like books. Shiny, looks. Shiny, fat foot, she look. Not a mind, yo's in count like books. Hey, shawty baddest, she giving looks. Not a mind, yo's in count like books. Hey, shawty baddest, she giving looks. Okay, but that baby looks. Shawty baddest, she giving looks. Ain't playing with us. Ain't playing with us. I don't know why they play with us. Hey, shawty baddest, she giving looks. Hey, I don't know why they try playing with us. I put the bands inside of that truck. I put the bands in. Hey, shawty baddest, she giving looks. Hey, I don't know why they try to cap on us. I put the bands in the bands. I see the bands in the past, see the truck. Hey, I don't know why they try to cap on us. I see the bands in the past, see the truck. Hey, I don't know why they try to cap on us. I see the bands in the past, see the truck. give on this? I put the bands in the back of the truck. I don't know what it's trying to give on this. I don't know what it's trying to give on this. Put these bands in the back of the truck. I don't know what it's trying to give on this. I don't know.
Let's see how that sound. I like how that sound a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Hit that head on the beat, you know what I'm saying?
Outside the studio for months, I can't feel no one. Bitch, that's your lead. I wanna go to when you bounce up. So now you gotta live like Dodo, right around champion.
Hit that head on the beat, you know what I'm saying?
Outside the studio for months. As you go, tomahawk mode. I don't like to stay, but my tomahawk. Champion rings on, I call that fofo. Link away, she say she from Soho. Crazy birds, they try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy, as you go, tomahawk mode. I don't like to stay, but my tomahawk house. Call it duty, right? Exotic gang, lead spouse. Right outside, man, we just call her low. Other side of town, shit, we just call her mom. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much you money come? Your rings on, I call that fofo. Link away, she say she from Soho. Crazy birds, they try to fly like dodos. I'm a big guy, as you go, tomahawk mode. I don't like to stay, but my tomahawk house. Call it duty, right? Exotic gang, lead spouse. Right outside, man, we just call her low. Other side of town, shit, we just call her mom. These niggas try to leave me behind and taking off. How much your money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Try to treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the game. Outside the studio for months, I can't feel no one. Bitch, how you actually? I wanna go to when you bounce up. So now you gotta live like Dodo. Right around champion rings on. I call that fofo. Design, yeah. Let me sign logo. How to make it. Yeah, I'm trying to drip like Roro. In the water I keep rolling. In the water I keep rolling. I got some drip from Poland. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. Shotty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Not a bum, pants got bumps. Disrespect, not enough. Her body got a lot of scuffs. Thinly shotty had enough. Haven't had her brain enough. I just target lingo wave. I don't know about nothing. How much the money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shotty treat me just like toothpaste. I'm in the gums. Tesla pill, yeah, for months. Roll like a bounce. See what you want? I find her sky. Yeah, live like a white. Yeah, just turn around fine. Yeah, I turn around white. Yeah, pushing that back. Shoot a low nuts. I ain't shake her nuts. Monkey nuts and gay. Say upset. Her body feel like heaven. I wish she never let me in. Spoken word, I told that what it is. I cut designer bags and put bands in it. I'm pushing that back, shoot a low nuts. I ain't shake her nuts. Monkey nuts and gay. Say upset. Her body feel like heaven. Say upset. Her body feel like heaven. I wish she never let me in. Spoken word, I told that what it is. I caught designer bags and put bands in it. I thought she got that. Make that sound good. Say yeah, say. Her body feel like heaven. I wish she never let me in. Spoken word, I told that what it is. I caught designer bags and put bands in it. I follow in the sand, I was in it next. I shot it big, I had seen my mention. Ain't pay no mind, and she keep pushing. I walk around rolling on cushion. My big pen got the chopper looking. The chopper out the pocket, yeah, it took. Yeah, took a lot of love to get the roots. Not a mind, yo, saying count like books. Hey, shot it baddest, she giving looks. Hey, I don't know why they trying to cap on us. I see the bands in the passenger seat of the truck. Shake that. Hey, shot it baddest, she giving looks. Hey, I don't know why they trying to cap on us. I see the bands in the passenger seat of the truck. Just a time, shot you, just like you think. I'm in a gun. Tesla kill, yeah, for months. Roll that box. See what you want. I found this guy. Yeah, I live like one. Yeah, she turn around fine. Yeah, I turn around one. Yeah, pushing that back. Sure, low nights. I ain't shake that. Making that sound good. Say yeah, say. Her body feel like heaven. I wish she never let me in. Spoken word, I told that what it is. I caught designer bags and put bands in it. I follow in the sand, I was in it next. I shot it big, I had seen my mention. Ain't pay no mind, and she keep pushing. I walk around rolling on cushion. My big pen got the chopper looking. The chopper out the pocket, yeah, it took. Yeah, took a lot of love to get the roots. Not a mind, yo, saying count like books. Hey, shot it baddest, she giving looks. Hey, I don't know why they trying to cap on us. See the bands in the passenger seat of the truck. Chopper out the pocket, yeah, it took. Yeah, took a lot of love. Sure, low nights. I ain't shake that. Making that sound good. Say yeah, say. Her body feel like heaven. I wish she never let me in. Spoken word, I told that what it is. I caught designer bags and put bands in it. I follow in the sand, I was in it next. I shot it big, I had seen my mention. Ain't pay no mind, and she keep pushing. I walk around rolling on cushion. My big pen got the chopper looking. The chopper out the pocket, yeah, it took. Yeah, took a lot of love to get the roots. Not a mind, yo, saying count like books. Hey, shot it baddest, she giving looks. Hey, I don't know why they trying to cap on us. See the bands in the passenger seat of the truck. How much the money coming in?
Yeah. They do it.
How much the money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shot treatment, you like toothpaste. I'm really good. Outside the studio for months, I can't feel no bitch. I should leave. I wanna go to when you bounce up. So now you gotta live like no look right around. Champion rings. I caught that 4-4 go in. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. Try fly like dodos. I'm a big guy. Tomahawk, I don't like stage, but my tomahawk house. Call it to treat me just like two-face. Locked inside the studio for months, I can't feel no bitch. I should leave. I don't wanna go there. When you boss up, sometimes you gotta live life. Don't look right around, champion rings. I caught it for some, yeah. Let me some logo, how to make it, yeah. I'm trying to drip like Roro. In the water, I keep rolling. In the water, I keep rolling. I got some drip from Portland. I know somebody named Roland. How much the money coming in? Yeah, it's just a time. Shady treat me just like two-face. I'm in the guns. Yeah, for months. Not a bum. Pants got bumps. Disrespect. Not enough. Her body got a lot of scuffs. Nearly shot it. Had enough. Haven't had her brain enough. I just talk it lingo way. I don't know about nothing. How much the money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shady treat me just like two-face. I'm in the guns. Yeah, for months. Roll like box. See what you want? I find this game. Yeah, look like one. Yeah, just turn around fast. Yeah, I'm turning that way. Yeah, pushing that back. Show a little nuts. Alright, show your nuts. Buck it up, son. Say yeah, say. Her body feel like heaven. I wish she never let me in. Spoken word, I told that what it is. I cut this on the base and put bands in it. I follow Dennis and them niggas. I shot it bit, I had seen my mention. Ain't pay no mind, I just keep pushing. I walk around running on cushion. My big pen got the chopper looking. The chopper out the pocket, yeah, it took. Yeah, took a lot of love to get the roots. Not a mind, yo, count like books. Hey, shawty baddest, she giving looks. Hey, I don't know what they trying to cap on us. City bands in the passenger seat of the truck.
That dude.
How much the money coming in? Yeah, just a time. Shawty treat me just like two. waste of time. Try to treat me just like Two-Face. I'm in the game. Locked inside the studio for months. I can't feel no one. Bitch, how you pass your lead? I wanna go there when you boss up. So now you gotta live life. No love, ride around champion rings. I caught her at 5 like no win. She say she from Soho. Crazy birds. Try fly like dodos. I'm a big guy.